please exit in a calm and orderly fashion and follow the directions of the ushers and other event personnel. Our program begins today with Aaron Copeland's Fanfare for the Common Man, performed by the University of Maine Ceremonial Brass. Please rise and give your attention to this musical presentation, which announces the entrance of the class of 2019.
of Maine and our regional campus, the University of Maine at Machias. Welcome to the 217th Commencement. Please remain standing as UMaine graduating senior Zachary Fisher, a double major in vocal performance and music education, performs our national anthem. Like many of you, I'm attending my first University of Maine commencement, and I'm thrilled to be here. It's going to be a fabulous day. First of all, graduates, thank you for choosing UMaine for your academic pursuit. You chose it a few years ago among various offers, and we're truly honored that you did. You chose UMaine because it spoke to you in some way, and I hope that you found exactly what you expected, and more. Your presence here has made the university better. You've brought distinction to yourselves, your families, and to us with your achievements. In the classroom, in athletics, in the arts, in student activities, you have challenged ideas, made discoveries, and created for society, campaigned for hundreds of causes, supported each other and the community through challenging times, and celebrated our successes and triumphs. I also want to thank your families and friends for joining you here today. Parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, partners, close friends, children, aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever is here for you today is telling you they care about you, they're proud of you, they're excited for you. These are the people who have been there for you. This is their celebration also. Why don't you find them in the audience and wave and applaud, blow kisses, shout, and let them know how much you appreciate them. Vice Chair of the University of Maine Board of Visitors, Philip Hamilton. Distinguished Maine Professor, Dr. Sandra Karen. Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Jeffrey Hecker. Honorary degree recipient, Florence Reed. Commencement Speaker, Bridget Ziegelaar. University of Maine System Board of Trustees, Retired Admiral Gregory Johnson, Faculty Senate President Dr. David Townsend, President and CEO of the University of Maine Foundation Jeffrey Mills, Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students Dr. Robert Dana, Salutatorian Ana Elisa Souza Cunha, Valedictorian Drew Brooks, Chief Business Officer Claire Streetland, Director of Athletics Ken Ralph, Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School Dr. Cody Vararamian. My sincere thanks to each of them for participating in today's ceremony. Every year, the university celebrates the achievements of our inspiring faculty through several awards. The University of Maine names 3 Presidential Award winners for outstanding teaching, research and creative achievement, and public service achievement. This year's recipients are Ms. Jennifer Tyne, the Presidential Outstanding Teaching Award, Dr. Jasmine Saros, the Outstanding Research and Creative Achievement Award, Dr. Susan McKay, the Presidential Public Service Achievement Award. The profiles of these 3 outstanding faculty members are in your program, and we will be honoring them at a luncheon following a ceremony this morning. I now invite all of the faculty to stand so that we can express our appreciation for your commitment to fostering learner success, for your research that advances our knowledge, and for your community engagement to strengthen the state of Maine, our nation, and the world. Thank you, faculty. Each year, the University of Maine Alumni Association names the University of Maine Distinguished Maine Professor in recognition of a faculty member who exemplifies the highest qualities of teaching, research, and public service. The Alumni Association presented the award in April. The 2019 Distinguished Maine Professor is Dr. Sandra Karen. Dr. Karen is a professor of family relations and human sexuality. For the past 3 decades, she has taught undergraduate and graduate courses, including the popular undergraduate course in human sexuality. Her research and publications focus on the social sexual development of young people. Sandy has authored several books, including The Sex Lives of College Students, a quarter century of attitudes and behaviors, based on her 25 years of research. Among her many honors, Sandy received the 1998 Presidential Outstanding Teaching Award and the 2002 Presidential Public Service Achievement Award. At this time, I invite 2019 Distinguished Maine Professor Dr. Sandy Karen to offer greetings on behalf of the University of Maine faculty.
Thank you. I'm so honored to speak to you today as not just a faculty member, but a graduate of the University of Maine. 40 years ago, I was sitting where you are now, a member of the class of 1979, the first graduating class, in fact, to hold its ceremony in Alfonderina. Shortly before I graduated, I was meeting with my advisor, Dr. Lloyd Brightman, my role model and mentor. In that meeting, he asked me to stay on at UMaine for my master's degree and to work with him before he retired, which was expected to be in about 10 years. He also encouraged me to pursue my PhD, get work experience away from Maine, and then maybe come back here to interview for a faculty position. That meeting changed my life. His suggestion gave me a clear, albeit ambitious, plan for returning to the place that was home to do the research and teaching I loved. I followed Dr. Brightman's advice. I pursued my PhD at Syracuse University, and I took a job at Cornell before landing my dream job here at UMaine in 1988. Then I was the professor meeting with students in my office. And one of those students was Neil, who came out to me during our meeting. He said it was the first person he came out to because of something that had happened earlier in that semester. I had been eating dinner with him and other undergraduates in a dining hall near Hancock Hall, where I was a faculty in residence. Someone at the table made a homophobic joke, and my response was to say that it wasn't funny. The laughter died and the conversation moved to other topics. Neil told me that it was at that moment he decided he could trust me as an advocate for gay students. But here's the thing. When Neil told me about the incident in the dining hall, I had no recollection of the experience. It was a passing moment to me, an automatic response that was even more poignant then at the height of the AIDS crisis. Truth be told, I doubt Dr. Brightman remembers that life-changing advice he gave me in his office. He was just doing what faculty members do, encouraging a student to follow her dreams and helping her find a path to them. The days we live rush by, filled with mundane moments and routines. It's easy to forget what power we have to change the lives of others and the influence those we admire have on us. What those people say to us one-on-one, how we observe them live their lives, can make all the difference in nurturing our talents and passions and empowering us to follow our dreams. If you think about it, it probably won't take you long to remember the moment when someone you admire, a faculty member, a parent, a friend, helped you believe in yourself and kept you on the path to earning your degree when you were maybe most discouraged and you didn't see a way forward. And yet, they probably don't remember that moment because they were just living their lives and trying to be a good friend to you. And you've done the same for others. You have said and done things that have helped others find their way to a seat in this room, ready to pick up their degree and take on the world. You likely don't remember most of those moments, but they do. And this will be true your entire life. At any given moment, someone is looking up to you, following your example, and taking your words to heart. Every day, you have the power to lift that person up. The value of our lives doesn't come from our degrees, the money we earn, or the size of our house. It comes from using the influence we have for good in lifting others up so that they can do the same. I love this quote from the Talmud. If you can save one person, it's as though you've saved the world. One person, one at a time. If there's one phrase to sum up my life's work in studying human sexuality and family relationships, it would be, it's personal. I've spent over 30 years surveying thousands of college students exploring changing beliefs. I've been able to pore over a mountain of data and see real change, positive change, in attitudes about marriage equality and openness about sexual orientation, gender expression, and identity that didn't exist when I began my work decades ago. Students like Neil have a much easier time today because one-on-one, person by person, you've chosen to accept your classmates, friends, and family members for who they are and respect who they love. It's personal. It's about those moments of standing up, reaching out, and helping those around you believe in themselves when they're most discouraged and can't see a way forward. I hope you'll find time today to thank those faculty members, your own Dr. Brightmans, who helped get you here. I hope you'll take a moment to remind your parents other family members and friends of those times they lifted you up just by their love and their offhand remarks. And let me take this moment to thank you. I'm grateful every day for the joy of spending my time with students filled with energy and passion for learning. I never thought on my graduation day 40 years ago that it would be the first of many annual trips to the Al Fond for commencement activities. It's an honor to welcome you as fellow UMaine alumni. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Karen, and congratulations again on being named this year's University of Maine Distinguished Maine Professor. To welcome the class of 2019, I am now pleased to introduce Julia Muncy, the Chair of the University of Maine Alumni Association Board of Directors. Julia graduated from UMaine with a bachelor's degree in university studies in 2002. After earning her degree, Julia joined the Greater Bangor Convention and Visitors Bureau as a marketing specialist. She has since held positions in public relations, marketing and sales at Collabric, Oxford Networks, and Doherty Project Management. Julia now serves as Director of Membership and Corporate Development at the Maine International Trade Center. Julia comes from a long line of Black Bears dating back to the 1900s. Please welcome Julia Muncy.
President Farini Mundy, distinguished honorees and guests, faculty, family and friends, and of course, the class of 2019. I am deeply honored to join you today. Graduates, I am truly proud that today you will join me and 109,000 others as a member of the University of Maine Alumni Association. When you cross this stage in a moment, you will become part of a special group of individuals, all sharing one thing in common, the UMaine experience. In my day job as Director of Membership and Corporate Development for the Maine International Trade Center, as well as my volunteer role as Chair of the Board for the Alumni Association, I get to meet people from across the state, across the country, and around the world. In both of these roles, I run into Black Bear alumni all the time, and I love making that connection. We talk about when we attended, we figure out who we know in common, and we talk about what we loved about being here and the things that made a lasting impression. Recently, at our annual UMaine Alumni Awards event, we asked alums, what does it mean to be a Black Bear? The responses were great, and I would like to share a few with you. Emily Kane, class of '02, and Danny Williams, class of '91, said to them it meant being a part of the Honors College, University Singers, Collins Center for the Arts, Chi Omega, and Kappa Sigma. And that if you were very lucky, you get to marry a Black Bear. And I did too. Emily Ellis, class of '85 and former UMaine women's basketball player, said it meant having teammates for life. Trey Stewart, class of '16 and fellow Alumni Association board member, said to be a Black Bear means you have the world at your fingertips. You can go anywhere and become whatever you want to be, but you can always come home to Orono. Hans Croft, class of '21, said to him being a Black Bear means following in the footsteps of some great alumni and blazing your own trail into the future. And finally, Mike Bordick, class of '94, said to him being a Black Bear means family, people that care about you and your well-being. I love that one because that is what being a Black Bear means to me as well. It's about being a part of a big, multi-generational, diverse, growing, evolving family that is here to support you, to challenge you, to celebrate your success, and who provides a foundation for your journey. So what has your UMaine experience meant to you? What does it mean to be a Black Bear? As you leave today, ponder that question and treasure the answer. You will be surprised at how much it means to you as time goes by. The good news, as Trey said in the video, you can always come home to Orono. And that is why the Alumni Association exists, to provide that connection to always come home. So stay in touch with us, go to the Alumni Association page on Facebook and like us. Make sure we have your current email address, and let us know what your next steps are. We want to continue to celebrate with you and always provide that opportunity to come home. Congratulations, class of 2019. Special congratulations to Ian Donnelly and Haley Saucier, and go blue.
Thank you very much, Julia. The University of Maine System Board of Trustees oversees the management and operations of the University of Maine system with its 7-member campuses, including this flagship campus. It's a pleasure to have with us today retired Admiral Gregory Johnson of Harpswell, Maine. He is a native of the Aroostook County town of Westmoreland and a 1968 UMaine graduate. He was commissioned as an officer in 1969 and designated a naval aviator in 1970. During his 36-year military career, Admiral Johnson rose to the rank of 4-star admiral, the highest level of command in the U.S. Navy. Admiral Johnson's assignments included senior military assistant to the Secretary of Defense, commander of Carrier Group 8 USS Theodore Roosevelt, and commander-in-chief U.S. Atlantic Fleet Staff. In 2001, Admiral Johnson was appointed commander of U.S. Naval Forces Europe and Africa and Commander-in-Chief, Allied Forces Southern Europe. In that role, he was responsible for naval operations in 91 nations. Since retiring from the Navy and returning home to Maine, Admiral Johnson has established Snow Ridge Associates, which provides strategic advice and counsel. He also serves on the boards of several organizations that tap his security, leadership, and planning expertise. Admiral Johnson is also a dedicated alumni volunteer and a community leader. Please welcome Trustee Johnson.
President Farini-Mundy, distinguished guests, parents, family members, faculty, staff, podium colleagues, and most importantly, our, our guests of honors today, the 2019 UMaine graduates. Greetings and good morning. It is a privilege and honor to be with you to formally celebrate this milestone accomplishment, the awarding of your degrees. On behalf of the University of Maine System Board of Trustees, I commend you for your achievements, offer sincere congratulations, and wish you well as you step out into the post-college world and begin your career in a global environment that is in a constant state of change. I extend congratulations and appreciation to parents, families, and friends who supported and helped you arrive at this milestone day. Their selfless sacrifice and support are recognized, appreciated, and applauded, as we heard during President Farini-Mundy's opening remarks. And the dedication and support of President Farini-Mundy and the University of Maine faculty and staff are also recognized and applauded. We are grateful for their focus on student outcomes. As noted above, the world is changing at an ever-accelerating pace. It is an environment in which information, technology, services, and manufacturing are creatively and rapidly integrated in new and transformative ways. The jobs created in this environment are called hybrid jobs, and they are a blend of new disciplines such as digital sciences, big data analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, bioengineering, genomics, and which are then melded with legacy courses and programs. In other words, you are receiving a hybrid education to fulfill hybrid job requirements. Recent studies predict that today's graduates will change jobs 6 to 8 times in the course of a 40-year professional career. Many of the professions in which you will begin your career will disappear well before you retire, and many of the professional jobs that will replace those that disappear do not even exist today. For example, the requirement for mobile app developers did not exist until 10 years ago when smartphones came along. Today, there are hundreds of thousands of such job postings as nearly every business from financial services, retail, airlines, insurance, groceries, fast food, Starbucks, etc. want their offerings to be smartphone accessible and transactional. Another example is data analytics. According to Burning Glass Technologies, 10 years ago there were 150 job openings calling for employees with data analytical skills. Today there are postings for nearly 2 million jobs across every conceivable industry for workers with data science skills. As noted by Dr. Philip Gardner, a leading expert in research in the transition from college to the workforce, there are really only two choices for graduates who want a lot of employment opportunities: to be a technically savvy liberal arts graduate or to be a liberally educated technical graduate. In the employment business, graduates possessing this hybrid education who qualify for these hybrid jobs are called purple squirrels. And of course, this alludes to the fact that the prospective employees with these skills sets are about as rare as seeing a purple squirrel the next time you take a walk around campus. So given the scarcity and the insatiable demand for these skills, employees pay a significant premium for such graduates. The University of Maine, President Farini Mundy, faculty and staff, with the full support of the UMaine System Board of Trustees and the Chancellor and his staff, are hard at work to ensure the graduates it sends into this rapidly changing world are purple squirrels, equipped with the necessary hybrid skills to successfully compete for the ever-increasing number of hybrid jobs. A recent study by the Chronicle of Higher Education on the future of work noted that the two most critical discriminators for today's graduates, whether receiving a degree in humanities, engineering, bioscience, computer science, social sciences, is to have a basic understanding of data analytics and coding. While that might be the current situation, it will inevitably change. And to keep up with the ebb and flow of job offering requirements will require a lifelong earning mindset. And much of that lifelong earning will be delivered online in the form of stackable micro-credentials and certificates. A glance at this year's valedictorian, Drew Brooks, and salutatorian, Anna Eliza Souza Toina, and the 9 other outstanding graduate students from Maine's 4 colleges, business school, and division of lifelong learning tells us a story of remarkable academic accomplishment, intellectual curiosity, student leadership, and civic engagement. They leave you, Maine, with a college experience and the hybrid skill sets that will fuel their subsequent success. You will all soon formally possess a degree from Maine's only research land-grant flagship university. That degree will be your trip ticket into today's complex, ever-evolving world. It will serve you well. Be ever mindful of what UMaine has given you and do all you can along with your fellow 109,000 alums to enable it to continue its success of the past 150 years, advancing the well-being of Maine's 1.3 million citizens and the economic well-being of the state. It's an exciting challenge and one in which each of you will excel. Go forward with confidence and do good. The opportunities are abundant, challenging, and exciting. You will succeed, and you, your families, your communities, our state, and our nation will ever be better for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Trustee Johnson. The Doctor of Humane Letters is an honorary degree given in recognition of exceptional contributions to society, scholarship, or the arts. The University of Maine celebrates outstanding individuals who make a difference in the world. This year, we are very proud to award the honorary degree, the honorary doctorate to Florence Reed. Her full biography is in your program, but let me share a few highlights of her remarkable career. Flo is a social entrepreneur whose life's work is in helping protect our planet and its inhabitants. In 1997, she founded Sustainable Harvest International, a nonprofit organization that has helped 3,000 smallholder farms in Central America convert 26,000 acres of degraded land to regenerative agroecology practices that include 4 million trees. Florence is now leading the organization toward a scaling up vision to reverse land degradation on 8 million acres, achieve food sovereignty for 5 million people, and draw down 16 million tons of carbon into the soil annually. Trustee Johnson. Ron.
President Farini Mundi, it gives me great pleasure to present Florence Reed, upon whom the trustees of the University of Maine system have voted to confer the Doctorate of Humane Letters honorary degree.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my great pleasure to introduce our 2019 commencement speaker, Bridget Ziegelaar. Her full biography is in your program, but let me share some highlights of her wonderful career. Bridget Ziegelaar is the operations manager for NASA's International Space Station Research Integration Office. Among her many responsibilities is leading process improvements to maximize space station research and development. The Old Town High School graduate received her bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from UMaine and a master's degree in science, technology, and public policy from George Washington University. Ms. Ziegelaar began her career at NASA as a graduate student intern in the Office of External Relations in Washington, D.C. She became a full-time NASA employee in 1998, working at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. She has supported flight operations and mission control for several space shuttle missions to the International Space Station and has managed spacewalks. Following the Space Shuttle Columbia accident, Ms. Ziegelaar also led a team focused on developing critical repair techniques for the Space Shuttle's thermal protection system. Please welcome Bridget Ziegelaar.
Good morning. It is an honor to be here today to personally congratulate you, the University of Maine class of 2019. I'd like to thank President Farini Mundi for presenting me with this special opportunity and her staff for enabling my visit here today. When President Farini Mundi first called and extended the invitation to me to come to Orono to speak to you, I'm not embarrassed to admit that one of the first thoughts that popped into my mind was, sweet, I will get to have Pat's Pizza. But of course, I am very proud to have attended the University of Maine, and I'm grateful to be here again today. 23 years ago, when I was sitting where you are now, I never imagined being back here under these circumstances. I have thought a lot about the differences between then and now. For most of your lives, we have had humans living and working continuously in outer space. That is a remarkable achievement for all of humanity. But even more amazing is that for the majority of the years since I graduated, Tom Brady has been the quarterback of the New England Patriots. You all are so lucky. But really, what makes the University of Maine so special are the things that haven't changed, the values. Kindness, respect, integrity, and a love of teaching and learning forever represent this university and are instilled in all of those who go here, instilled in you and in me. For me, my experience here was transformational, but it began long before I was a registered student. I grew up in Old Town and in a large part at this university. As a child, my favorite person in the world, my grandfather, worked here in the facilities department. I'd often visit him at work and loved to join him on his annual painting of windows around campus with festive characters at Christmas time. I don't even remember how old I was when I started going to UMaine hockey games. My family had season tickets, and that became a staple in my life. really an obsession. I have met men who've walked on the moon, yet the only time I remember being truly speechless ever in my life was after a UMaine hockey game. I must have been about 12 years old, and I was waiting for a player's autograph. And when the team came out, one of them actually spoke to me. He spoke to me and asked me if I enjoyed the game. I was too stupefied to respond. I still remember that player was Mike McHugh, for any hockey historians out there. But thankfully, I have come a long ways since those tongue-tied moments, mostly due in a large part to the education and experiences I received here as a student. UMaine gave me the foundation I needed to be successful in my chosen field. I may not have had a clear roadmap on graduation day, but I knew I had the right skills to navigate the path, as do all of you, whatever your path may be. Everyone sitting in the audience today has a different goal, and you each have the potential to achieve it. My dream since childhood was to be involved in the space program. Unfortunately, there was no prescribed route I could take that would guarantee I would end up on NASA's payroll. Still, I'd like to believe it was more than luck that got me there. I knew that by selecting the University of Maine as my starting point, my options would be limitless. You are about to lay the first bricks of your own career path. The process of construction is exciting, but it is also challenging and not always straightforward. I have to tell you, there were times during graduate school when I was working as an unpaid intern at NASA headquarters, faxing documents that other people had written, that my goals seemed as far away as the moon itself. And for those of you who don't know what faxing is, I envy you. It wasn't my dream job, and it certainly wasn't my dream salary. I could have gotten frustrated, but you know what? I had a badge that said NASA with my picture on it, and they let me in the building. So how can I not come to work every day with a smile on my face? For you, today marks the beginning of an adventure full of opportunities that in time will turn into experiences. As you embark on your next steps, you may find yourselves in situations similar to mine, where your hard work doesn't appear to be taking you where you want to go. It is easy to become frustrated on such occasions, but I would encourage you to always give your best effort, even if you can't visualize the reward. It is amazing what a positive attitude can do, not only for you, but for those around you. It really is contagious, and thankfully, it isn't reserved for an elite few. In the end, recommendations I received from that headquarters internship directly led to me becoming a full-time NASA employee. Whatever your goal may be, it becomes a lot less daunting and a lot closer when you embrace the world with a positive outlook. My experiences, both inside and outside the classroom, have helped to bolster my individual strengths, but those strengths were not cultivated through my individual efforts alone. Between group projects and sports, one of the many things I learned during my time here and have carried with me throughout my career is how to be a productive member of a team. Teamwork is essential in virtually every facet of life. Even if you are a natural-born leader, you will be dependent on your team members to succeed. Despite Tom Brady's undisputed dominance, everyone knows it is a team effort that has led the Patriots to 6 Super Bowl titles. Think of all the players that have helped build the dynasty. If not for the defense holding the prolific Rams to a handful of points and critical plays by Gronk and Edelman down the stretch, there could have been a very different outcome to Super Bowl 53. All of the players on that team share a piece of the championship, and NASA is no different. The same is likely true for your chosen fields. At NASA, we are dependent on thousands of people working as part of our team, and I am fortunate to be a part of that collaborative effort. Rightly so, the media focuses most of their attention on the astronauts who fly each mission. They are depicted as heroes because they are willing to risk their lives in hopes of making others' lives better. I agree with that portrayal, yet in my job, I get to see the human side of these heroes every day, and they are just that, human. They are no different than me or you. They are just one member of a team that as a collective entity is doing something extraordinary. During the Space Shuttle return to flight mission after the Columbia accident, I worked as a spacewalk manager. Tensions were high as astronaut Steve Robinson made an unprecedented spacewalk, maneuvering underneath the shuttle's belly to perform the first ever on-orbit repair to the vehicle's critical thermal protection system. Although it was Steve's hand that pulled protruding gap filler from between the protective tiles that reestablished the smooth surface needed for reentry. The task was made possible by dozens of people working on the ground, coordinating the robotic arm movements, rewriting the spacewalk timeline, configuring and testing the proper tools, and preparing contingency procedures. We all worked together to integrate the pieces to make the repair a success. The real hero was the team, and you all have the ability to be part of one. You'll not only learn together from any failures, but you'll share together the wonders of your achievements. Before I leave you, I want to make a confession of sorts. Despite the fact that I am here on the podium today, I don't want to give you the impression that I have always had my life in order. Although I have been fascinated by outer space since I can remember, I often saw my goal of working in the aerospace field as unattainable. Unable to see a credible road that would lead from Old Town to NASA, I had all but abandoned that idea when I graduated from high school. Fortunately, I had a teacher who believed in me and my ability and helped give me the confidence I needed to pursue my dream. He wouldn't let me give up on seeking my destination just because I lacked directions to get there. The space station seems so far away, but in reality, it is closer than Boston, just 225 miles above us. So if I can encourage just one of you to have faith in yourself, trust your potential, and not abandon your dreams and goals because they seem out of reach, it will have been worth taking 10 minutes of everyone else's time. I can honestly say that the 4 years I spent at the University of Maine were some of the best years of my life. They have propelled me farther than I ever thought possible. I have spent decades now working side by side with brilliant people from the best universities in the country, and I have never, not once, felt less educated, less prepared, or less capable than anyone else. That is a testament to the outstanding programs at the University of Maine, and you should all feel empowered by the skills and knowledge you have gained here. Have confidence knowing that this education you have worked extremely hard to earn was worth all the sleepless nights and sacrifices. I am envious of you in the voyages you're about to begin. Some of you are likely chomping at the bit to move back to other states or countries, and others would never dream of leaving such a beautiful oasis as Maine in this chaotic world. But wherever you go, you'll be the better for having walked this campus, studied in its halls, and threaded the fabric of this community. And UMaine is better for having you here. Regardless of where your path takes you, your roots connecting you to the University of Maine will remain. They will provide sustenance in the form of knowledge and ability, but most importantly, in the form of character, which will help you grow stronger and reach farther in your future endeavors. I still feel very strongly attached to my Maine roots. Whether you were born here, grew up here, or came here for school, you are now from Maine too. It is a unique and special club. Be proud. I am. I say with all sincerity that when you decided to come to school here, you made a great choice. I hope your future choices will be as fortuitous and lead you back here to speak to the next generation in 2052. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Bridget, for what a great talk. Have you gotten to Pat's yet? Okay. The university community honors the two top students in our graduating class, the valedictorian and salutatorian. Their full biographies are in your program, but let me give you a couple of highlights of their outstanding academic careers. The valedictorian is Drew Brooks of Lyman, Maine, a double major in microbiology and music with a minor in molecular biology. He will receive 2 bachelor's degrees, one in microbiology and one in music. Since his sophomore year, Drew has been a student researcher in the Wheeler Lab, studying a fungus that can cause life-threatening infections in immunocompromised individuals. Beyond the classroom and the lab, Drew has participated in 5 UMaine music ensembles. His vocal training as a baritone has been primarily in operatic performance. He hopes to continue his vocal training when he moves to Boston this summer. As a sophomore, Drew was accepted to the Tufts University School of Medicine through the Maine Track Early Assurance Program. And in August, he'll start his first year of medical school. Please congratulate Drew, who will receive the first diploma in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. He will receive his second diploma in the afternoon ceremony. Drew, would you come up, please? Ana Elisa Souza Cunha of Orono is the 2019 University of Maine salutatorian and the outstanding graduate student in the College of Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture. She is a biology major with minors in neuroscience and psychology and a concentration in pre-medical studies. She will graduate with highest honors for her thesis, evaluating a Doppler radar monitor for assessing honeybee colony health. Ana Elisa has been volunteering to assist in UMaine research projects since she was 14 years old. She has worked as a certified nursing assistant and job shadowed at 4 healthcare facilities in Bangor and Lewiston. Following graduation, Ana Elisa will be working in clinical research in Boston and plans to apply to medical or to graduate school. Ana Elisa will be awarded her diploma in our afternoon commencement ceremony, but we will ask her now to stand and be recognized. Ana Elisa. Many students here have academic regalia that includes a medallion with a white ribbon. These distinguished students will graduate from UMaine Honors College, one of the oldest programs of its kind in the country. To succeed in the Honors College, each student must meet the prescribed requirements for all UMaine students, plus take honors courses, conduct research, and write an honors thesis, which they defend before a faculty committee. I invite the Honors College graduates to please stand. Military training has been a part of the University of Maine for more than 140 years. Each spring, the commissioning of officers into the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps is a valued experience. The ROTC programs on campus help students develop discipline, physical stamina, in teamwork and management skills, and other qualities essential to success. The battalion staff draws from decades of valuable experience to teach these cadets what it means to be a leader in today's modern military. I invite the ROTC graduates and their cadre team to please stand. And now I call on University of Maine's Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Jeffrey Hecker.
Will all candidates for the doctoral degree please rise? President Farini Mundi, these students are candidates for the Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. They have completed all university requirements and come properly recommended by the faculty and duly approved by the Board of Trustees. I have the honor of presenting them to you so that they may have their doctoral degrees conferred upon them.
On behalf of the trustees of the University of Maine system, and in accordance with the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree, the highest of academic degrees. In testimony of this act, please come forward to be hooded and receive your diploma. Dr. Cody Vararamian, Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School, will announce the candidates.
Advised by Dr. Richard Ackerman. Jamie A. Haverkin, Doctor of Philosophy, Anthropology, and Environmental Policy, tutored by Dr. Cindy Eisenhower. Robert Brent Arthur, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, co-advised by Dr. Scott Collins, Dr. Howard Patterson, and Dr. Elizabeth Strangler, tutored by Dr. Scott Collins. Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, advised by Dr. William Greenwich. Anushka Erandi Mitanaje, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, advised by Dr. William Greenwich. Shakib, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, co-advised by Dr. Brian Frederick and Dr. Thomas Schwartz. Amel Ruiz Martinez, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, co-advised by Dr. Brian Frederick and William Besisto, tutored by Dr. Brian Frederick. Doctor of Philosophy in Communication, advised by Dr. Nathan Storm. Kathy Harris Stenker, Doctor of Philosophy in Education, advised by Dr. Catherine Biller. Christopher John Robert Healy, Doctor of Philosophy in Education, advised by Dr. Susan Bennett Augustine. April May Spencer, Doctor of Philosophy in Education, advised by Dr. Susan Bennett Augustine. Daniel Stephen Saucier, Doctor of Philosophy in History, co-advised by Dr. William Bjordan and Dr. Richard Judd, tutored by Dr. Liam Bjordan. Pauline Peter Miller, Doctor of Philosophy in History, co-advised by Dr. Michael Hall and Dr. Richard Judd, tutored by Dr. Michael Hall. Studies were advised by Dr. Brian Frederick and Dr. John Nicolino, tutored by Dr. Brian Frederick. Roger Eastman, Philip, Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, advised by Dr. Nuri Mantekek. Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, advised by Dr. Jordan Popov, tutored by Dr. Ken Fernald.
Love you. President Farini Mundi, upon completion of all requirements, these students will be recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I have the honor of presenting them to you so that they may have their respective degrees conferred upon them.
On behalf of the trustees of the University of Maine system, and in accordance with the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended. Now, in order to symbolically reflect this conferral, please move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, congratulations. Great. In testimony of this act, I now invite you to please come forward, not all at once, one row at a time. Upon signal from the university marshals, all others should please be seated.
You ready? Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna give just a second for a few. Hang on, just a second. You're good. I want to get some people in the pipeline here before we start. Faye Gilbert, I can say that name, right? Yes. Okay. We'll wait till to fill in a little bit. Ready to graduate? You ready to graduate? Here we go. The Maine Business School, Dean Faye Gilbert. Luke McKinnon Atchison. Joseph Daniel Connolly. Abigail Hutchison. Taylor Kosiba. Sydney Joe O'Neill. Spencer Farrington Glanville. Alicia Nicole Hayes. Michelle Ann Miller. Nancy A. Newell. Jeffrey Scott McNally II. Alexandra Haley Claybos. Felicia Kaylee Forsyth. Dominic Butler Guimond. Joshua Michael Orcutt. Evan Alexander Murray. Charles Hepburn. Austin Robert Gerchman. Haley Christina Gray. Charles Jones. Robert A. Milliken III. Jill Renee Howland. Emily Marie Brown. Zimu Liu. Mindy Fenn. Shayna Coombs. Caitlin Noel Black. Kaylee R. Haroldson. Christina Marie Muse. Kyle Scott Johnson. Dylan L. Turner. Brandon Paul Amundson. Abby Ray Blanchard. Samuel Lowe Petrie. Michaela G. Goodwin. Kaylee Noel Walker. Megan Lynn Howes. Christopher Frank Carroll. Colin Clement Walsh. Benjamin Austin Caprera. Ryan Alexander Branscombe. Richard Victor Russell. Timothy John Gautieri. Jason Michael Bowden. Kayla Elizabeth Greenwalt. Ella Elizabeth Mosky. Ilya Stojilo Jokovic. Marisa Budry. Celio Vitor Coelho Aracio. Dennis Dwayne Ashley III. Tremel Lex Miloshauskas. Kelvin A. Huynh. Caleb Matthew Engster. Saleh Elhag. Devon Brandon Hauk. Christian Crute. Taylor Jane Clark. Brittany Dawn Ogden. Alexandria San Augustine. Ricky Chen. Cameron R. Mondor. Nicholas Kenneth Dodson. Jason Matthew Polman. Kyle Michael Hogan. William Palo. Justin John Robinson. Alexis Marie Pine. Ariana Dinito. Sebastian Arturo Zepeda. Tyler John Bateman. Caleb Paul Robinson. Matthew Peter Donadio. Rebecca Marie Angelica Schumann. Eleanor Faye Cusack. Sarah Che Storgard. Michael John Dunning. Bradley Philip Bailey. Joshua R. Strout. Jacob Poland. Kaylee Christine Cobb. Onyx Stone Rattel. Robert Emmanuel Cohart. Parker James Terrio McLaughlin. Jolie Agape Semohosa. Maisie Hurd. Brian Cameron Riley. Laura Nicole Cutolo. Bryce Anthony Ovett. Dylan Thomas Witten. Nicholas Michael Greatorex. Christopher Michael Hunter. Christopher Daniel Lee. Caleb James Dotsey. Alexander Lee Schlegel. Ryan Albert Block. Chase Parkin Tapley. Zachary Tyler Rule. Michael Pullen. Grace Venning Rowe. Sydney Lane Freitag. Noelle Alexandra Hanna. Taylor Paul Valancourt. Abdulrahman Khaled S. Alesa. Roland Ayin Kamai. Thomas Charles Giggy. Eduardo Leonel Ensures Urosa. Gage LaFay. Rachel Susan Luke. Carrie Lynn Townsend. Sarah Nicole Doak. Brandon Alexander Dyer. Mitchell Thomas Domagala. Michael Patrick Feiner. Ryan Christopher Gardner. Lucas Samuel Yoder. Abigail Marie Dura. Benjamin Katahdin Leverett. Devin J. Vayu. Mitchell Sean Davis. Alex Daniel Rollins. Benjamin James DeMello. Andrew Flaherty Lee. Marcus Edward Harding. Dale Edward Hart. Reed Michael Monk. John Eckhart. Samuel A. Stark. Sean Kenneth Montebello. Benjamin P. Nason. Caitlin Ashley Stryker. Haley May Lawrence. Brendan Harlan. John Joseph McGloin. Alexander Pichet Bailey. Nicholas Daniel Frizzle. Derek Dool. Kayon N. Whitaker. Jaquan Blair. Taji Lowe. John Paul Kay. Jordan Kalmus. Ben McMillan. Connor Smith. John Mason Betts. Adam Philip Weeman. Peter Nolan Lamagna. Kate Elizabeth Gagnon. Carter James Stone. Miranda Sylvia Panico. Hannah Margaret Maddox. Francesca Aurelia Elnicki. Christopher Carew. Dustin Albert Bouchard. Matthew Brent Sheehy. Evan John Bowers. Jeremy Derek Binding. Benjamin McKinley Leet. Matthew Austin Ahern. Benjamin Michael McLaughlin. Dominic F. Heritas. Aidan John Sullivan. Anthony Richard Quintiliani. Kevin Finn Carr. Morgan Elizabeth Houston Outing. Kelsey Alyssa Dorr. Julia Lillian Groschel. Brandy Ann Staples. Paige Shelby Lamar. Timothy Jonathan Ross. Marshall Bryce McLaughlin. Stephen Alexander Savoy. Bailey Thomas Clark. Adam Edward Moody. Joshua Donald Toll. Brian Arthur Kelly. Hunter Carey Klein. Thomas Guy Haynes. Drew Austin Bernier. Thomas Edward Senecal. Zachary Neal Pico. Thomas Joseph Hansen. Adam Robert Ewing. Emily Mariah Rhodes. Molly Margaret Nicholson. Joelle Marie Casey. Rebecca Conniff. Hannah Johnson. Martina Maria St. Angelo. Briston Judith Leisure. Caitlin Elizabeth Bilodeau. Adele Marie Oswald. Tucker Robert Phelps. Christopher Michael Bure. John LaPearl. Michael Thomas Harrington. Braden Christopher Kane. Matthew John Kiley. Jesse John Fleming. Tristan Robert Harvey. Amanda Marie DeBaker. Joseph David Schrader. Kyle David Halverson. Brendan James Robbins. Hannah Nicole Krasnow. Zachary Forrest Moore. Benjamin Donald Foster. Isaac Foster. Julia Catherine Smith. Caitlin Elizabeth Curley. Lauren Michelle Cormier. The Division of Lifelong Learning, Associate Provost Monique Larocque. Jacqueline Marie Leonard. Otis Gregory Sullivan. Joshua Huffman. Sean A. Smith. Susan M. Lessard. Genevieve Kerlick McDonald. Molly Rose McGinn. Natasha Laverdi. Give it just a second. Good. The College of Education and Human Development, Dean Timothy Reagan. Valancourt?
Sarah Kate Valancourt. Sierra Poulin. Alyssa Rain Moser. Emily Rose Seymour. Hannah Grace Dalia. Sadie Marie Beth Goulet. Gabrielle Camille Smith. Courtney Amber Mann. Jessica Joy Small.
Is it Geyser?
Brianna May Geyser. Madison Elizabeth Leach. Megan Rianne Hoop. Haley Ray Ann Saucier. Grace Worker Pouliot. Olivia Patricia Geekus. Emily Robinson Prothero. Michael Robert Roman. Ronald Burley Hall, Jr. Laura Ellen Doyon. Michaela Becker. Deirdre Renee Somerville. Cassidy Alexa Clement. Taylor Ann Messerman. Alice Catherine Ann Schaefer. Carissa Elaine Pacheco. Kaylee Nicole Hutchison. Lydia Beatrice Gavner. Rachel Marie Martin. Kayla Jane Madden. Courtney Alexandra Cotnor. Jenna Marie Paul.
Yes.
Sierra Rose Zinke. All right. Mwalimu Paya Ball.
Is it just Dwayne?
Dwayne D. Curtin. Lexiana C. Vargas. Kara Allison Hussey. Dale Logan Welch. Bradley Paul Worcester. Forrest C. Spang. Natasha Lynette McGowan. Samantha Dorianne Matson. Catherine Irene McDonald. Julia Ting Ting Schneider. Madeline Ray Dana. Ariana Marie Cruz. Kyle Lewis Laird Kulikowski. Taylor Lee Roos. Carrie Ray Ruth Murchison. Zachary T. Zoroya. Samantha Ricker. Sophie Laurie Joseph. Joseph Coleman. Allison Marie Crosay. Taylor Jane Braley. Kate Venetestein. Isla Rose Grindle. Justin Leon McAllister. Stephanie Lynn Grayton. Lauren Lee Hewlett. Liam Goodwin Adams. Cameron Jeffrey Emmons. Evan Marshall. Miranda K. Flannery. Lauren Amelia Leber. Nicholas Alexander Drinkwater. Kendra Rena Raymond. Priscilla Joy Whitney. Sarah Ann Baker. Gabriella Ann Scott. Colleen Shelby Hoffman. Taylor A. Poissonnier. Taylor Louise Lenentine. Kelly Maria Baldock. Kayla May Perry. Jackson Rosscamp Smith. Ryan Ronald Burton. David Neal Idlecope. Emily Rose Hindle. Justin T. Hafner. Beatrix Ann Lavager. Coulter McAllister Morrill. Sean Michael Karen. Mikey Williams. Nicholas James Schwinnard. Alyssa May Urquhart. Caitlin Renee Kelly. Desiree Lynn Labby. Shelby Elizabeth Nickerson. Jacob Lloyd Williams. Anna Grace McMillan. Sydney Lee Anderson. Christina Noel Claudel. Erica Lynn LaPlante. Alyssa Catherine Trombley. Riley Catherine Walker. Emily Jean Mooney. Madeline Vivian Reed. Robert Philip Robert Haynes. Faith Victoria Gardner. Antonia Marie Lavina. Bailey Nicole Newell. Phoebe Jane Welcome. Lauren Elizabeth Magnuson. Jacob Wyatt Zenga. Marina Elena Katrubis. Leah Ann Word. Joseph Fitzpatrick. Charles Mitchell Jr. George Athanasios Birdie. Jared Curtis Parent. Alyssa Derrick. Lorene German. Hannah Elizabeth Berrios. Jacob David Courier. Paige Bacon. Sydney Lauren Cosgrove. Alexis Dominique Schneiderat. Eliza H. Thayer Broussard. Leanna Sue-Me Helen Smar. Zoe Noel Fluitt. Camden Maxine Barry Grant. Danielle Lynn Arthur. Catherine Mary Mandel. Kaylee Margaret Morrison. Hannah Quinn. Emily Ann Riley. Michael R. Crawford. Richard H. Klatt. Stephen Donnell Eno. Cynthia Nicole Putnam. Matthew Michael Gilbert. Ryan Vanarad Rarn. Hannah Jane Bailey. Natalie Elshaw. Elizabeth Reed Dyer. Nadia Rose LaRosa. Brooke Patricia Ferris. Jennifer Elise Myers. Kiana Burke. Heather Leanne Havey. Maria Elizabeth Cormier. Connor Joseph Jeffords.
Is it Burkett?
Justin Loyal Burchett. Jesse Adam Jakes. Ashlyn Marie Bork. Jillian Elizabeth Sifra. Jamie Lynn Hornsby. Janae Shayla Wright. Samantha Margaret Mortali. Caitlin Julie Learberger. Lindsay Joanne Camerata. Audrey Tatiana Artiger. Jennifer April MacArthur. Jazzy P. Osborne. Emmeline Louise Lovely. Megan Ruth Simons. Christine Louise Ardens. Kathleen Marie Perry. Caroline Victoria Bromberg. How are you? Just give me a second here. I'm going to reload. Did I say that out loud? The College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dean Emily Haddad. Tylee Sarah Yost. Emma Jean Hutchinson. Zachary James Fisher. Kayla Malin Gayton. Gwendolyn Ruby Hill. Ariel Aaron Goose. Deborah Ann Hayden. Andrew Ian Cundy. Finn Buster Bradenday. Isaac Luke Vaccaro. Oliver Bradford Adams. Benjamin James Waterman. Matthew David Ackley. Nicholas D. Alvarez. Dexter Gordon Canning. Melissa Blake Pauley. Fiona Colleen Peavy. Hannah A. Reed. Kayla Reese Horn. Daniel C. Hurd. William Manuel McVeigh. What's that? Daniel Lee Herman. Jacob Aaron Campbell. Adriana Renee Nicholas. Elena Castiglia. Katie Marie Hess. Ashlyn Elizabeth Jarman. Anya Claire Foley. Micah Everett Quigley Valliere. Christy Ann Eaton. Michaela Abigail Higgins. Zoe Catherine Brown. Haley Elise Gagney. Ashley Marie Farina. Madeline Isabel Dorr. Amanda Marie Laverdiere. Julia Cecile Haberstick. Brianna Marie Murphy. Brianna Ashley Belair. Paige Marie Barassa. Daniela Marie Romeo. Patricia Louise Gates. Emma Louise Clark. Megan Elizabeth McAuliffe. Emma Ray Gallup. Paige Anderson. Asia Ali Wolfile. Megan Irving. Zachary Ryan Colbert. Samuel Liam Levitt. Emma Lynn Els Hammond. Aaron Lee Nason. Nicholas Joseph Rotter Weller. Madison Shane Suniga. Kristen Joe Caswell. Brianna Lynn Hurley. Eben Michael Garrison White. Jamie Marie Martin Pratt. Jared Joy. Stanley Cody Small. Samuel Kent Elliott. Justin David Alcorn. Shah Akhtar. Chi An Nyen. Robert James Judkins. Samuel Bruce Siggy. Christopher Arthur King. Amazia Miracle Jones. Ian Jordan Donnelly. Sarah Elizabeth Seitz. Caleb E. Traverso Penn. Jonah Evan Paris. Matthew Oliver James. Syke Saladi. Emma Nicole Leonard. Lynn Carol Pollard. Peter J. Duda. Julia Anata Everett. Maxim Edwin Zakian. Anthony Craig Gray. Leah Nilsson. Faith Leanne Rideout. Ruben Luna Torres. Dakota Benjamin Gramore. Thomas Gordon Sigler. Hadley Hunter Wallace. Jacob Alexander Prest. Allison Page Susi. Ashley Althea Elliott. Noah Robert LaPlante. Drisana Watson. Adam Christopher Jarose. Mullion Sierra Bennett. Megan Chantel McGivelry. Jane Ann Parley. Emily Suzanne Neville. Hope Gardner. Lorelei B. Hipkins. Taya Beth Boucher. Kayla Ann Balboni. Caitlin Rebecca Lewis. Taylor Mackenzie Richardson. Christina Marie Smith. Hannah Brooke Fleming. Brody Jacques Haverly Gendreau. Kylie Ray Palmer. Ruxar Khan. Bethany Marie Curtis. Callahan Carter. Erin Holly Butts. Taylor Michelle Hoodlet. Lydia Jane Elwell. Rachel Lee Johnson. Nicholas Wilfred Roberts. Jesse James Evans. Sydney Hayes Hallowell. Emma Genevieve Barnes. Random Gurney. Danielle Elizabeth Calandra. Caroline Shepard. Haley N. Simmons. Jillian Michelle Jr. Lexington Kyler Marie Shea. Abigail Kathleen O'Clair Thompson. Christine Emily Levesque. Alexandra Seven Newen Higgins. Isabel Jean Corinne Parent. Asher Benjamin Sizzler Fletcher. Matthew M. Miller. Fritzner Felix. Alexander Marshall Rapond. Kimberly K. Crowley. Doug Daniel Newton. Olivia Rulin. Monica Jolie Palin. Maria V. Goodale. Caitlin McClurkin. Emily Catherine Zotkowski. Lauren Lang. Jesselyn Bergeron. William Leo Carver. Rebecca Michelle Archer. Molly Jo Ripatella. Cameron S. Bowie. Joseph Francis McDonald. Catherine Maureen Gottwalt. Nisha Patel. Anna Terina. Charlize Michelle Castro. Sadie Shao Hua Novak. Nicole Marie Pinette. Gabrielle Renee Bach. Angus John Kohler. Nicholas Brian Tozier. Nicholas Martin Tominelli. William R. Crayson. Isaac DeRocher. Aidan Paul Morrill. Olivia Ann Esker. Eliana Muriel Martel. Chase Martin Whitney. Mia Croney. Erica Kristen Everett. Sedona Lynn Cottrell. Faith Rose Grady. Matthew Philip Carlson. Kathleen Shirley Later. Madison Elizabeth Birch. Sean Marie Cahill. Emily Ann Coyne. Juliana S. Atchison. Grace Elizabeth Reno. Chelsea Ann Lewis. Biche Dural. Megan Elise Parody. Josiah David Parody. Ashley Marie Talon. Mason Brian Duplessis. Anastasia Arabella Kerbach. Lindsay Hannah Sky. Blaine Roger Morin. Elizabeth Jane Newberry. Nathan Sprangers. Samuel Alexander Terrace. Megan Alexis Carpenter. Melinda Ann Boynton. Carney Marie Nash. Mackenzie Rose Peacock. Alan Liam Estes. Gary Michael Gallagher. Matthew Christopher Scales. Kyle Richard Kennedy. Say it again. Armin Garavarian. Jamie Lee Lovely. Molly Elizabeth Gilpatrick. Chantal Renee Savoy. Jolene Paulette Court. Alexander Lionel Torno. Courtney Michaela DiNardo. Jordan Alexa Morace. Taylor Amanda Abbott. Anna Kathleen Margaret Foster. Margaret A. Gautreau. Kiana Plummer. Felicia Barrell. Austin Charles Wachowski. Chelsea Lynn Martin. Melody Springer Cropley. Gabriella Jade Gomes. Marta Herzog. Molly Renee Steinman. Celeste Coda. Mallory Taryn Maxwell. Morgan Bernice Giblin. Nina Adara Mahalaris. Phoenix Arista Mitchell. Saskia Mildred Irma Bolin. Gabrielle Enriquez. Vincent Jamal Camp Jr. Isaiah Rodney Wayman White. Vincent Easy. Dylan James Smith. Stanley C. Prophet. Andrew Tyrone Smith. Tin Duck Tron. Rachel Elizabeth Worcester. Savannah Lee Georgia. Aiden Patrick Rojo. Corey Robert Coughlin. Brawley Eric Benson. Andrew Napoleon Neto. Azim Muhammad Rana. Ethan Wayne Crooker. Kathleen Rose Morin. Stephen A. Brown. Cole Allen Tapley. Jason Thomas Venetestein. Juliet Sophia Williams. Stephen C. Album. Drew Edward Bartlett. Alexander John Connolly. Ellie Lillian Bradeen. Sarah Elizabeth Wagner. Kaylee Danielle Merrill. Amy Marilyn Sutherland. Benjamin William Aiken Wall. Ezra Esty. Elliot Chandler. Owen John Lemoyne. Christian Paris Powell. Peter Raymond Lajeunesse. Daniel Alberto Perez. Robert J. McGovern. Brittany M. Cousins. Mercedes Elizabeth Mazzatelli. Taylor Ray Poland. Olivia Ann Vibert. Kelsey Edna Hutchins. Robert Sterling Mills. Gabrielle Bonita Dorr. Julia Kathleen Nixon. Brianna Daisy Welch. John Gibson Barbera. Cleona O'Malley. Tiffany Karen Tanner. Lucy Natalie Suzanne Bonneville. Melissa Louise Garand. Christiana Amy DeLorenzo. Dean Rando. Jean Eileen Martin. Olivia Rose Launder. Jerome Joseph Wiener.
Is that Gregory? Kernick?
Paul Gregory Kernick. Samuel Dean Woodward. Robert McGinn Millett. Jacob Aaron Hall. Matthew McFarland Lowen. Cullen Edward Short. Tyler Joseph Rollins. Haley Elizabeth Campbell. Stella Claire Ligon. Patrick James Johnson. Ellen Catherine Wainwright. Kelsey Marie Smart. Kate Delaney Levitt. Brianna Joy Lavoy. Emily Flora Turner.
I'll say the whole thing. Make your parents proud.
Cameron Robert Manning. You are the man. And Andrew Yates Cartwright. Good.
Congratulations, everyone. In my notes, it says I'm to give a charge to you new graduates. And that's simple, and you've been hearing it throughout your time here at UMaine. Define tomorrow. First, define tomorrow for yourselves. Your college experience has helped prepare you to become the very best version of yourself at this stage of your journey. You have the skills and the knowledge coupled with your dreams to create the tomorrow that you desire. Secondly, define tomorrow for our world. Through your innovations, your entrepreneurial endeavors, your artistic and creative works, or your dedication to your career, you can continue to use your Black Bear spirit to lead the world in positive directions, make a difference, and strive to make the world a better place. As you move in new directions, if you find that we could have done something more to help you become successful, let us know. Talk to your faculty, mentors, your dean, your alumni association, or to me. Our goal is to be the best version of UMaine possible. We're so very proud of all of what you have accomplished and what we will see you do in the future. Congratulations. Good luck in your tomorrows, and please do stay in touch. This concludes the University of Maine's 217th commencement ceremony. I'd like to thank Professor and Conductor Eric Paulson and the Ceremonial Brass, Music Director and Reader Danny Williams, accompanist Dr. Laura Artisani, and members of the Black Bear Men's Chorus, Bridget Ziegelaar, Florence Reed, Trustee Johnson, and all of the others involved in making this ceremony a wonderful event. Will the audience please rise and remain standing as the stage party, faculty, and graduates leave the arena. Please join Danny Williams as he leads us in singing the Maine Stein song.